What's up, world? And as always, you are in tune to another week's edition of the Marvelous Podcast with your boys, your fellas, your men on this Mother's Day weekend. Big G, what's up, Big G? How you doing?
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Thumbs up to all the mothers.
Thumbs up to all the mothers. And we got my main man, Dane. Dane, what's popping, man? How you doing on this Mother's Day weekend?
Doing well. Big shout out and salute to all the moms out there. We love and appreciate y'all. Thank you for all you do for us, man. Love y'all and appreciate you.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. The mothers, the grandmothers, the babies' mothers, all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day to all of them from Marvelous Podcast. Listen, as always, if you like this podcast and you love what we're doing here on the show, we ask, man, that you just like, share, subscribe, tell everybody about it, because we out here doing this for you and yours. And of course, we don't have any spoilers this week because there's no content to spoil. So definitely you can just rock with us as we go through and explore the whole world of Marvel as we do. Now, man, listen, just hopping right into it. We have had some big developments this week. We've had some huge developments this week. And the biggest one came from Marvel Studios and the form of the commercial. We'll be getting to that more in depth a little bit later. But, totally with the commercial, we were able to kind of gather when these movies will be coming out. Because if you remember, earlier in the year, we had this calendar that we're definitely not keeping. That calendar was destroyed at some point. Because I was looking at it today. We were supposed to have Black Widow on May 1st. It's not here. We were supposed to have Loki, before we had WandaVision. It's not here. So, totally COVID changed everything that's being done and that was done in the Marvel Universe. But of course, as always, they put some feelers out there and some feel goods to make us feel good about what's happening. But the first movie that we got, the first thing we have coming, we all know, is Loki, right? So we got Loki coming on Disney Plus. The next movie we have coming is this right here on July 9th. Dang, tell me, man, how excited are you for Black Widow? Talk to me about that.
Well, it's been delayed for so long. But now I think the delay is over and it's going to be great, man. I'm looking forward to it. Introduce some new characters and kind of get some more about Natasha Romanoff. So yeah, it's going to be a great movie. I'm looking forward to it. And is she really dead? I mean, do we maybe see her come back? We don't know, but I'm looking forward to it.
Man, not to get over into the conspiracy thing, because I'm still looking for Mephisto.
She might be, that's what I say. She might be coming back and marrying Mephisto. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know, because we all still looking for Mephisto. But I'm going to tell you, Cap messed up some stuff. And we don't know who Cap married. We're all just assuming that Cap married,
Peggy.
Peggy.
Yeah. But maybe not.
Yeah.
What you think, G? What do you think about the content that we getting here with Black Widow?
Man, I'm sort of hyped about it because everything I've read says it's going to be a prequel and it's going to fill in the timeline for the Black Widow. But on the other hand, I'm like, dang, is she really dead? Or what critical part is she going to play in the stuff moving forward? We done seen all the Taskmaster and the Red Room and all that other, and the Red Guardian, who's the Soviet Captain America, for y'all that don't know. We done seen that stuff, but is she really dead? Or if she is dead, what part is she going to play into the movie, into the MCU moving forward, man? Because, she's a pivotal person. Yeah. So, does she pass her role on? Are they going to follow the comic books? Is there going to be more than one Black Widow? I mean, we got a lot to see from this movie, man. So I'm excited.
Dave, do you think she's still alive, man? Honestly?
I mean, I'm going back to what you said, man, with Steve Rogers jacking up the timeline, Loki messing up the timeline. So I don't know. I just don't know, man. But I don't know. I really don't know. That's what I guess we'll find out in June. But yeah,
we definitely will find out, man. Next movie up, we have ShangChi, Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yes.
and September the 3rd, 2021.
I'm amped. I'm amped about this one, man.
Talk to us, Dave. Tell us why you're so amped about Shang-Chi.
Well, for one thing, I'm a huge karate movie fan. You know what I'm saying? I love, the Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee, all the, Saturday mornings, man, we would get up and, me and my cousins, we would watch the Kung Fu Festival because they show like 3 or 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? So I just love Kung Fu, and knowing that this character right here is like the Kung Fu master of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's going to be awesome, man. And just to see how they incorporate him into what's going to be the new iteration of the Avengers, because he is an Avenger. It's going to be tight, man. I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing his story played out. So, and like I say, on top of it, seeing some amazing Kung Fu in that movie, I know it's going to be off the chain.
What about you, G? What do you think?
Man, listen, so when I saw the trailer, I was hyped because they shot it from another viewpoint. He's not the guy, right? He's not the guy. He really doesn't want to be the guy. Mm-hmm. And if you see from the trailer, he's running from his past. He's running from the fact of he's been trained for this thing this whole life, so that spin on it. And then, like how Dame said, bringing back the Saturday morning cartoon issue with it. And because, for all us comic book heads, we know that Stan Lee and them, the whole inspiration of Shang-Chi was from Bruce Lee. They was bringing Bruce Lee to the comic books. But the part that I'm more excited about than any of it, man, is all the rumors and stuff that they're talking about with this tournament. Because we might see some major players come to the table in this tournament to fight for the guy that's going to take over the 10 rings. Not to mention that my guy, Fin Fang Foom, who most people don't even know nothing about, is supposed to be in this movie, And just as a spoiler, Fin Fang Foom is not a dragon, y'all. Fin Fang Foom is an alien. He came from another dimension to this planet, and that's sort of maybe why them 10 rings is all big on the Mandalorian's arm, because them rings might actually fit the fingers of Fin Fang Foom. So I'm like, man, I'm hyped. I'm real hyped, man.
But Sean, I think you just like saying Fin Fang Foom. I think that's what that is. I think you just like the name coming off because it came off.
Yeah.
And you gotta make up your mind who you say he was. You did say he was the dragon. I just want you to know that. But we're gonna move.
And like my man said, one thing that's also gonna be awesome. And Maud and I were talking about this earlier, and you got into the conversation about the Mandarin. We saw the comic version of the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, but in this movie, I think we're supposed to see the real show enough Mandarin, and that brother ain't no joke.
That was garbage. We got a chance to see the Make-A-Wish version of the Mandolin. I mean, we didn't want that. We want that. Get that out of here. That was
man. Maybe he was the inspiration for John Walker. They had to start with a Make-A-Wish somewhere.
Hey, they started somewhere. And that's what they was. But you know what? Next, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I definitely love karate like the next man. I love to see the Wu-Tang flicks. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I absolutely loved it to see them jumping on top of houses, flying over each other, jumping on trees, throwing, and then the delayed noise. You know what I'm saying? I love that. And I still was a fan of Jet Li and all of the movies. I'm just trying to figure out Shang-Chi's character, right? As a character, all of his powers make sense, but don't make sense. I know he trained SpiderMan, and he's trained other people in the MCU as far as hand-to-hand combat is concerned, and he's the best at it, right? But I just want to see how we, kind of portray him on the screen. That's going to be important to me. I mean, to see how that even plays out, honestly, to be real with you guys. So the Shang-Chi, I'm a little iffy on, but hopefully I'll be surprised. Just like I was telling Dame earlier, man, like Mahershala, hopefully I'll be surprised with Mahershala playing Blade. But listen, man, I just can't see this guy playing Blade. He just doesn't look like the Blade I'm used to and accustomed to. Wesley can't do it anymore because he's old. I get it. But Mahershala,
Man, man, my Feige ain't gonna let us down, man.
I told him that, G.
Feige's not gonna let us down, man.
That.
Listen, this is a 50-year run we talking about, man. The investment of these characters, man. Oh, they're gonna knock it out the park.
I told him that.
Just give it a chance. Just give it a chance. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna give it a chance. I mean, but I just don't want to see a limo driver be Blade, man. I just don't want to see that, man. I can't, I just can't see it, man.
Foul, dog.
I'm just saying, man. I love to see Michael Jai White or somebody. Somebody
he too
like
old
that.
Too. I told you he too old.
You know what I'm saying? He may be old, but he still look young. You know what I'm saying? He in them Tyler Perry movies. Y'all see it. Don't act like y'all don't see
that's
it.
A lot of action, Ahmad. Tyler Perry movie. That's a lot of action.
Right.
Well, so the next movie we got coming up, I am so hyped about this one, though. This is the one I'm hyped about. You guys, I cannot wait to see this movie. I really feel like that they cast it so well. Damon and I were talking about the casting of the Eternals. I'm looking at Angelina Jolie. I thought that was an awesome casting. My girl from Crazy Rich Asians, not the one that's in ShangChi, but the other one. Definitely, we were just talking about, I forget her name. Her name escapes me. But definitely, she is a cast for this movie. And I really feel like that it was great. And then, of course, the two additions from Dame, what's their name again that we were talking to?
I know Kit Harington. I can't think of another brother, but those are the dudes that were
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. The dude that played Robb Stark and then Jon Snow. They're in it too.
Great,
yeah.
And great casting.
Yeah.
That's why Mahershala sticks out in my head. Like, you casted all these great people, but then you went and got Mahershala. You know what I'm saying?
He's an Oscar winner.
Yeah. Give him a chance, Mark. Give him a chance. Come on, man. Give him a chance.
Anyway, so let's get off of
Black Lives Matter.
You guys, man, I'm just saying, this dude, when he gonna start kicking people and fighting, it better look real. That's all I'm saying. It better not look like no stick figure out there like Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to kick somebody. I don't want to see that. And then plus he need to get in the gym. But anyway, back to the Eternals. I'm hype about this movie. I can't wait for the story to be told. G will give you more background about the story, but definitely the Eternals and seeing that backstory on how they came and then how they've lived and been here this whole time. I'm excited about that. What do you think, Dane? What do you think about this movie?
Absolutely. It's going to be a pivotal movie moving forward with what we're going to find out about them and their interaction and the things that they've been involved with that have affected everything to this point. They're going to be very, very important, especially in this iteration of Marvel films that we're in right now with time and all times of cosmic things that's happening. It's definitely a reason why they are introducing the Eternals into the Marvel Cinematic Universe at this moment in time. So seeing their place in it is going to be interesting. It really is.
Yeah. And what do you think, G? What do you think about the whole thing?
Listen, man, listen. There was no way for Marvel to include the Fox properties into the MCU without going back to the Eternals. Because the Eternals is going to lay the backdrop for the introduction of the Deviants, for the true story of the Celestials, what we've seen bits and pieces of. You're going to find out about the X gene that actually is inside of each other, inside of people that can have this enhancement that if they're exposed to stuff, which is like the Terrigon Mist, I mean, we're going to see a whole lot of stuff. So to propel Marvel into the next phase, we have to have the Eternals. Their story, they literally was the first superheroes of our planet. They were created to stop the Deviants from destroying humanity, so then that way the Earth could be decided on whether or not it could support life, and not just life, but superhero life. I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. Mark my words. Guardians of the Galaxy, where they entered and he saw the Eternal that hit the ground and all life on the Earth was destroyed. Yeah. They're going to explain that in this Eternals movie. That is a huge part of the run of the comic book. because they have the decision is whether or not life should be there or not. So we're going to see a whole lot about what these Eternals 2 are. And for y'all that don't know, who are not real like all into this, remember Thanos is an Eternal. He just has a deviant gene. That's why he looks the way he looks.
Yeah,
but
because
he's
the
an actual
deviants
Eternal. Yes, sir.
The deviants
yes,
will
sir.
they'll take a monstrous type look. That's the deviants will, and they separated, mankind, deviants, and then what was the third one?
Eternals.
Eternal.
It was Eternals, mankind, and deviants. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what that is. The next movie I'm equally as excited about, and I have a sidebar about. Of course, we have this here, Spider-Man. I am really, 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 truly excited about No Way Home. And there was a buzz about this. Definitely a buzz, and the buzz was we had an interview with Andrew Garfield. And Andrew Garfield is a terrible poker. I would love to play poker with Andrew Garfield.
I get all his money.
I'm getting all of his money at this point. He's a terrible liar. I mean, that's a great thing, though. I'm not even going to be mad at you, the fact that you can't lie. I mean, you shouldn't lie. But I'm just saying, if we know anything about the Marvel Universe, everybody is hush-hush, lock my mouth up, throw away the key kind of thing until, Damon said it right. They sign these contracts until the movie is out and over with, right? So we've already seen, just like in last week, we had, part of the news was Doctor Strange was originally supposed to be in WandaVision, which really kind of goes along with the trend of what we all were saying here at Marvelous Talk. We all said somebody's trying to communicate with Wanda. Yeah. Maybe it's Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Maybe it's this, we all said it. Everybody here said somebody's trying to communicate with Wanda. Not everybody said it was Doctor Strange, but we said somebody was trying to, if you don't believe me, it's on tape. We said it, right? So we didn't even know that, right? For sure. But then they come out and they tell you after the fact. And I'm like, thanks a lot, Kevin Feige. Yeah, I really appreciate it. But of course, you didn't get that payoff inside of WandaVision, but there are things working behind the scenes. So back to this Andrew Garfield thing. He's saying that he's not in the movie. He hasn't been contacted about the movie. He doesn't know anything else about the movie. And he's just really lying. I mean, really lying. I mean, it's horrible. He's like, he's stuttering. He can't really get the words out. Dame, what did you think about this when you saw the interview? Like, did you believe everything that he was saying about him not being in the movie? Did you believe it?
Well, my street sense says no, but my street sense says no. Brother, there's more to the story. But I mean, all we can do for now, and that's why I told Maud earlier, all we can do right now is take it at face value. Okay, brother, you're not in the movie. So, but in December, we're gonna find out that he's in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like Peter. He just kept denying it. No, I ain't in the movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man.
Big G, what I told Ahmad is this. I mean, have we been around Marvel and the way they do stuff so long? Why do these reporters ask them the question? Because they know they can't answer it. So right. Like, why?
Because everybody wants to have that breaking news, man.
Yeah, that's
everybody wants to be the one to say, oh, yeah, Andrew Garfield's in Spider-Man 3. That's why they ask it to him. But we know that they can't say nothing. Right. We know that, so.
And I mean, it's one of those things where I'm in my mind, I get it, but Andrew, man, you look bad. You're out here in these streets looking bad right now. And I'm sure one of his agents called him after he got, hey, man, you told the line you're real close. You better hope Kevin don't get rid of you for this. You better hope Kevin don't get rid of you. And let's hope.
I mean, I'm surprised they don't coach him on what to say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You would think they would bring him in a room and be like, okay, if you get asked this is how to appropriately answer it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just surprised.
Well, think about what Anthony Mackie said. Dane, tell him what Anthony Mackie said.
So I was watching this ET interview with him, and he said the lady was asking us about the new Captain Marvel 4 movie that they announced. and she was asking him all this stuff about, so you gonna be in? And he was like, first of all, I just put the suit on. What you trying to get me fired already?
Right. So
that's the way you answer that question. That's the way you answer that question.
They're letting you know that from a content standpoint, if they tell anything, Kevin Feige is going to pull him in the room and take that contract and be like, sure, you will never work in Hollywood ever again. So we're talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars. They're not going to tell. Come on, man.
Not at all.
And like Ma said, Spider-Man 3, like, I think, in my opinion, they're being so hush about this movie. It's unbelievable. Because I really do believe this movie's the gateway to everything. Like the multiverse, all this stuff that we know we're going to see. Oh, yeah, this is the one. This is the one, actually, that might even make Spider-Man a centerpiece to the MCU moving forward. It might be the one, because this is a huge production, man. Huge.
I know one person happy they doing is Jamie Foxx, because he can make up for that horrible appearance he had in Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was on today, and I was just cracking up, man. Like, oh, you remember, it's my birthday. Like, wow, dog.
The Electro was sort of,
yeah, man.
But it's okay.
I love Jamie though.
I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry. But while we're on this subject, you guys, because I'm sure that everybody out there in TV land who's watching, you have your favorite one. Dame, who's your favorite Spider-Man?
Oh man, I like Tom Holland. I like him a lot. I think he has the overall package. Like Maguire gave you that sense of him being like just regular next door Joe. You know what I'm saying? He brought that feeling. I think there was some elements where he was like real crybaby. You know what I'm saying? So that's what turned me off with Maguire, but he was excellent. Andrew was good with the things with that he brought to it was like the sense of humor that Spider-Man had. That's what I liked about him. But Holland has the whole package, and I think that's what does it for me with him.
Yeah.
What you think, G?
Oh, I'm with Dame 100 on this one, man. Tom Holland. So if you know about the comic book run with Spider-Man, there's the Amazing Spider-Man, there's the Spectacular Spider-Man, there's the other Spider-Man comic book runs from back in the 70s and the 80s. And I think that Tom Holland really engulfed or embraced the fact that he could bring all of those elements to Spider-Man all into one character, man. And moving forward, I just hope that he's the cast, that they run with. But the one I'm really excited about is the one they haven't introduced yet. Miles Morales, man.
Yes.
Man, Miles Morales, come on with it, man.
Yes, we want a real...
They set him up. They had his uncle.
They did.
Had Spider-Man colors
they sure
on
did.
And all whatever else. But man, when Miles Morales hits the screen, I'm going off. I'm going off, man. Because his Spider-Man is off the hook.
He is, and his rendition of Spider-Man is off the hook. And then to put his family inside of.
I got a prediction, y'all. Now, and this might be Mephisto territory, but I believe that at the end of this Spider-Man movie, for the cutscene, I think they're gonna introduce Miles Morales in the cutscene.
I can see it.
So they've already spoke to his family in who was that? It was a rapper that played
Childish Gambino.
Yeah, Childish Gambino
was his uncle. It was his uncle.
Yep. Right. So they've already introduced, so to speak, him there. But I'm like you, Dame. I kind of feel like he'll be there. And to answer you guys' question, there's only two characters, three characters that I was really fond of growing up. One of them being Spider-Man and Batman, and the other we won't speak of. But definitely, when it comes down, Spider-Man to me has to be, and I'm with this with every character. If he has an alter ego, the alter ego is the one that the character must embrace.
Yeah.
If he's not, if you're not Peter Parker, if you're not a good Peter Parker, you won't be a good Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, I don't think Andrew Garfield was a good Peter Parker. Right? Yeah. Then if you look at Tobey Maguire played Spider-Man perfect, but he was whiny as Peter Parker. And you didn't want to see that. I mean, it was an Anakin thing. I don't think that there's no character in any movie that, to me, if you whiny, I stop whining. You know what I'm saying? Stop whining. I can't take it. So then we look at Tom Holland. He's the total package, man.
Yep.
He's got the wit. He's got the humor. You know, he's quick on his feet. You know, he's SpiderMan. He has that jittery personality that he's all over the place. Like he said, "Oh, we're using our made up names. I'm SpiderMan." You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you
about Tom Holland too. Something else. Tom Holland is the one that didn't get the backdrop of the character. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have a build-up story to find out who Spider-Man was. He just jumped in Civil War, and the next thing you know, like, this guy's playing Spider-Man. So he got no, like, build-up or origin story. And I think that's why I like him too, man. Yeah.
I love that. I love that aspect of it. When I knew that he was the one, I'm gonna tell you one thing that gave it to me, and both of y'all on here will attest to this, and everybody else watching. In Endgame, we're post on point here. Endgame, when he was about to get dusted and he got emotional, everybody in the theater was crying. Everybody was tore up. Nobody did that for no other Spider-Man. So that let me know right there, this is everybody's Spider-Man right here, because we gonna miss him. With him disappearing, everybody was reacting to it.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's when I knew. I was like, that's the Spider-Man right there.
For sure. So the next movie we got here, moving right along, is this one. Ooh. Now, how excited for this are you guys? By the time we get here, though, how much do you? So I feel like that by the time we get to the Multiverse of Madness, there would have been so much explained. I feel like there's going to be so much explained, and by the time we get there, the anticipation is going to be just through the roof. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to hold it, right? It comes out around my birthday, so you know what type of birthday presents I'm gonna need from you guys. That is what it is. But yeah, definitely. How excited are you for this movie, Dane?
Man, to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that this movie, the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie, is gonna be part 2 of what we saw happen in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna see more elements of that introduced, because like I said, we obviously getting into time issues, and then we know Wanda Maximoff is going to be in this one as the antagonist. You know, Doctor Strange gonna have to set her straight, because we know she up in that cabin reading that Darkhold. So I don't know, man. This one is going to be important too, very important.
I think so too. Big G, what you think?
I'm down with it being like the centerpiece. But I just believe that by the time we get to this movie, there's going to be so much content with just not the movies, but the TV shows. Because if you notice, even in the 2 TV shows we've gotten so far, everything's being explained as an alien, an android, or a sorcerer, or a wizard, or a witch. So, I mean, they're hitting us with little soft snowballs to explain like magic is a part of the MCU moving forward. But I just think that the shows, between the movies and the TV shows, by the time we get to Doctor Strange, like if we don't have mutants by then, I'm gonna be sick, because there's no way they're gonna just keep being able to throw content after content after content to us and not give us that, you know. So I believe that in the Multiverse of Madness, we're going to get a big reveal as far as one of the mainstay mutant characters. I don't know which one it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Charles Xavier or Magneto, or, you know, and I might just be speculating, but there's no way that we're going to get to that movie and not have a big reveal. There's no way. Too much content.
I think it's going to definitely at least be Billy and Tommy coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then you have mutants just straight out the rip. You can't explain that any other way except mutants. And I think they kind of did that at the end of the video, which Dane's going to talk about in Marvelous Talk. They kind of did a nod to the Fantastic Four. You see how they did the A? The A kind of looked like a 4. Y'all ain't slick. I'm noticing. I'm peeping game. Next movie here we have is Thor: Love and Thunder, May 6th, 2022. I am up in the air about this movie because, you know, Anthony Mackie, we know the rumors. Anthony Mackie has been asking for a love interest inside of the movies for Sam. And I mean, I talked this over with Big G. Big G doesn't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. You know, definitely in the comic books, hey, she was actually her and Captain America now, which is Sam, had a love interest. So yeah. I'm thinking, hey, maybe they're going to, you know, do it that way. What you think about this? What you think about this, Dame? What do you think about Thor: Love and Thunder, and then what I said about her being the love interest of Sam?
I mean, I guess she went from vanilla to now she wants chocolate now. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see if it goes that route. I recall that Christian Bale is one of the I guess the bad guy in this movie. I forget who he's playing.
Gore the God Butcher.
Gore the God Butcher, yes. Mm-hmm. So how they gonna weave all of that in with her and seeing how the origin story of how she's gonna get her powers, I think we're gonna be focusing more on Thor than anybody else. So I can't see them possibly bringing, you know, it'd be interesting to see how they would make it happen, but I just can't see that connection with her and Sam because they've never really been together, if you notice it. So I don't know how their worlds would intersect pretty much. That's my take on it. Not saying it's impossible, but
G, what you think, man?
Well, you know, for y'all at Marvelous Talk that's watching us, you don't know. The fellas know, you know, growing up, man, Thor was my guy. You know, how I got into comic books and everything was Thor. And to see them do the rendition of Love and Thunder, where they introduced so you guys know who they're talking about is Jane Foster. You know, Jane Foster was, for y'all that don't know, she was done with the MCU. And they rewrote her character back into it. Jane Foster becomes the female version of Thor. She's worthy of carrying the mantle and holding Mjolnir and being Thor, you know. So to rewrite her back in and to possibly even give us the backdrop story of her, you know, because she had cancer and stuff, man.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and for her to have cancer, and that's how the love interest between her and Sam Wilson was Eva Foster. She was in a hospital basically laying dead. Thor off doing stuff all over the galaxy. Sam Wilson, you know, and his character loving people and all whatever else goes and starts getting, you know, tight with her. And then the next thing you know, Sam Wilson and Jane Foster is an item. So to see that, and then possibly, now this is the rumor, right? Gore the God Butcher is the villain. Everybody knows that. So are we going to get the introduction of all kind of different gods? What about the Olympian gods? Because he sure killed them. So does that bring like Hercules into this?
Hercules?
You know, does that
bring?
I
thought I read somewhere that there is somebody being cast as a Hercules character.
Yeah. So I mean, this could set us up for like that realm, you know, being a bigger part of the MCU moving forward. So I like I said, man, Thor, anything Thor you could throw at me. I was mad at Thor 2, but Thor 1 and Thor 3, oh man, I was so Thor Ragnarok, I was so hyped.
That's the best one.
That's one hands down. Hands down.
So I'm ready. I'm ready.
It's top 10 of all Marvel movies. It was really good.
Same dude, Taika Waititi, that did Ragnarok, is doing Love and Thunder.
Taika Woods did that.
Taika Waititi, yeah. Great director, man. Great director.
Taika Waititi. Taika making martinis now. I didn't know Taika was making martini.
I love Taika, man, because he can do anything. He's done Star Wars. He's done Marvel. I mean, dude, he knows science fiction hands down. He's good.
Yes,
definitely. So the next one, you guys, is this one. This is the one right here, man. Woo! Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
July the 8th, 2020. July the 8th, 2020.
Forever.
Wakanda Forever. My gosh, I cannot wait. We can speculate, you guys, and we can say what we think is definitely going to happen. We can speculate. But man, I don't know that. First of all, it's Ryan Coogler. So let's just go ahead and put that out there and talk as if we know that it's going to be a quality A1 type top shelf movie.
No doubt.
The storyline is going to be awesome. I'm just so interested to, man, are we still going to get, man, I don't know, man. What are we going to do? Like, are we still going to get, I don't know. We're gonna get Namor. Talk to me, man. I don't know. Talk to me, you guys. What do you think, Dave? What do you think?
So this is my take on it. Okay. So people have been saying all this stuff about, different people could take on the mantle of the Black Panther. I honestly think, guys, and I think we talked about this off camera at one time. So the dude from Bridgerton, as big as that show was, y'all know that show was huge. He leaves the show recently. In the middle of it, at being at the highest ratings with him on it, he leaves it. And in my mind, I'm like, why would you leave the show? And it gets introduced in a few days later that he's going to be in Black Panther. So in my mind, I'm thinking, is this going to be the new Black Panther that they're going to introduce for him to leave Bridgerton? I mean, it can't be him just being this little minor character. I just can't see that. So that's my hypothesis. Could this brother, I can't think of his name, forgive me, you're watching.
Reggie Jean Page.
Yes, okay. That is his name.
So Mr. Page, I cannot.
Reggie, it's got the little thing on. Reggie Jean Page. I don't know. Something like that.
So Brother Page, I cannot see him leaving a series where he's at the height of it to come be in this show or this
Doesn't
movie.
make sense, does it? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And that's my first hypothesis. The second one, man, is I think we're really going to see some really groundbreaking things with this that's going to lead to like the Disney Plus series about Wakanda. It's going to give us a back, because if you think about it, the Black Panther movie and even Infinity War, we still don't know a whole lot about Wakanda. So I think this is going to be a grammar school on what Wakanda economy is, their government, how things operate. And man, and like I said, I think that's why.
And keep in mind, Dave, while you saying that, there was a 5-year period where the king was gone.
Yep.
Who was the king in between? You know what I'm saying? So Big G, what do you think, man? What do you think about this one?
So the rumor I heard was that the Wakanda Files, it was going to come out before Wakanda Forever, because the Wakanda Files is going to lead us in the TV show, is going to lead us into the actual, Wakanda Forever piece. So I like Dame's saying, or Ahmad has been saying, or everybody's been saying, for Black Panther to have been the biggest character, like as far as I'm concerned, probably the biggest character out of all, even including Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. Black Panther.
You mean
was
Tony Stark?
Yeah. He was a bigger character, right? So, but we don't know that much about Wakanda. Now I know, and of course the fellas know, because we've talked and I've brought them up to date about what Wakanda actually is, and like not just what they are, but who are really the actual enemies of Wakanda. Wakanda has huge enemies, and one of them, like Ma said, them Atlanteans, man, and them Wakandans, they go at it on a regular, And I've also heard that the Wakanda, so this is the rumor, the backdrop Wakanda Forever, like how they made it steel, right? That's supposed to be antimantium. That's not supposed to be vibranium. That's supposed to be antimantium. So if they introduce saying that like there's a separate vibranium, because remember all the flowers got destroyed. So now is there something else that they use that gives them the same powers as like Black Panther? So it's a lot of speculations out there, man. But man, if I'm hyped for any movie, this is the one.
Yep.
This is the one. I'll be standing in line, circling the block, 2 masks on, double popcorn with, whatever, ready to go. I'm going to be there. I might even spend the night in a tent in line just to get up in the theater.
Oh my God.
I'm ready.
Man, we should have a marvelous reunion and cover Wakanda Forever live from the cinema. I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, I thought about it, fellas, for real. So, we'll see.
That might be something in the future we can look at. We're going to get through these next last 3 here. The next one is Marvels. Definitely I'm excited about that one. Kamala Khan, definitely going to be able to see Monica Rambeau and Carol
Danvers.
Who cares? All right, we get the sense. You know,
Come
then
on,
the
man,
one
be
after
nice.
that, you guys, we have Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania. Okay, all right, yeah, I mean,
Right. So no. This is the
That's
pivotal
important.
movie.
It's important.
It's a pivotal. So listen, Quantumania, right? The villain is Kang the Conqueror.
Yep.
They've already announced that. Y'all
Okay.
remember in Ant-Man that little city
okay,
that you
okay.
saw?
So I give you that. I forgot. My bad, y'all. For those of y'all who don't know, Kang the Conqueror is a very important character in the MCU. So Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania is going to be a big movie. Let me not make fun of it. Okay. The other two Ant-Mans were insignificant, but you probably want to watch the Quantum. If it wasn't for T.I. and then Ant-Man himself, these movies just, to me, would have been so bland and so dull. But they casted a great Scott Lang.
How could you say that?
Let me tell you, man, they were dry. They were drying patches. If you didn't think that they were drying patches, come on, man. Like,
I agree, but they were, that last one was important, bro, because of that van. That van saved that van helped
save the day. And that one, like when I say insignificant, I mean as far as like entertainment value. All of these Marvel stories connect, so you can't say one without the other. I can honestly say that. But I'm just saying, as far as from an entertainment standpoint, it was like watching paint dry at some points during these Ant-Man.
Dame, this is why he feels like that. Because he likes Henry Pym, right? Versus Scott Lang. And they gave us Scott Lang as the character. And Ma liked Pym. For y'all that don't know, I know him, man. He liked Henry Pym, man.
I like Scott Lang.
But you like Henry Pym.
I love the police officer. I love the police officer. I thought he was awesome. And then to have him in WandaVision, that was so dope. I mean, there were elements about the movie that I liked. It's just, it was the story. Let's put it like this. The story, they didn't get as much out of the story as they should have.
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
I feel what you're saying.
Should have got more out of the story.
That's why he wanted it to be about Henry Pym, though. That's why he wanted it to be about Henry Pym.
Last one. Man.
GG3.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Notice the writing. Notice the writing and the color of the writing there. Who does that writing put you in mind of? You know, and we do know, this is not rumor. We do know that we're losing one of the cast members.
Yes.
We're losing one of the cast members in this movie. So definitely.
I don't want it to be who y'all think it is, though.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be him. Let it be the other dude. Let it be the other dude that I'm gonna bring up in the news when we.
And speaking of Marvelous Talk news, we do have our reporter live on set. Dane, take it away for the Marvelous Talk news session, man.
Yeah. So briefly, I'm gonna go over some things. MovieWeb posted some interesting things concerning Moon Knight. Now, in case you don't know, Moon Knight is going to be an upcoming Disney Plus series. I'm very excited about that character. And G might give you just a little taste of it if you're nice about how awesome a character Moon Knight is. But one of the people that's featured is actually a person who's supposedly the villain in the Moon Knight series. And it's none other than Mr. Ethan Hawke. Mm-hmm. Those of you who don't know Ethan Hawke was in Denzel's amazing movie Training Day. So, man, I am excited about the Moon Knight series. There's been some leaked images of them shooting currently. They're actually right now filming in actually Budapest, Black Widow territory. So, but it shows the character.
We got to stop all this. Moon Knight and Budapest. Hey man, y'all wait a minute. It's moons at night and then Buddha. Hey man, look out!
Hey, listen. To elaborate on what Dane was saying, right? The Ethan Hawke character is supposed to be Sun King, and Sun King is Moon Knight's main adversary. He got some psychological issues like Moon Knight too. But take it away, Dame. I just want people to know that.
No, man, that's excellent. That's excellent insight. That's why I said if they was nice enough, you'd give them a little taste, and you did. Yeah. I appreciate that. So the next bit of news goes on to what we were just talking about recently, just a few minutes ago. that the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie coming out next year is going to be amazing, going to be phenomenal. Apparently, that is going to be somebody that's going to end their run in the show. And some people are speculating that it's Drax. That's who I hope it is, because I don't want the rumor that my brothers are saying who think they is. So I'm going to throw it over to them. Guys, do you think it's Drax or do you think it's someone else? And then you might want to elaborate on the theory that we had earlier about your take on who might be leaving Guardians of the Galaxy.
So honestly, when you look at Guardians of the Galaxy and you look at it, every movie is tinted. That Guardians of the Galaxy is tinted with the color of the person that actually died in the movie, right? You go back and you look, it's there. This one that we just showed you, if you look at the graphics again, definitely the graphic for the movie, you look at the color of it, there's only two characters who reflect that color to me, right? And I could be totally off. One of them is definitely Groot. The other is Rocket Raccoon. Now, Groot's done already died, right? Died and came back. But I think it's going to be Rocket. I think, it'll be Rocket somehow or another die or sacrifice himself to save everybody else. I mean, that's who Rocket is. This is his family. This is Rocket's family. And, Rocket will put it all on the line. Very sarcastic. And, he's very crazy, will do some crazy stuff. But he'll also put it all on the line for his family. So to me, I think it's Rocket. What you think, G?
Yeah, I'm rolling with Rocket Raccoon too, because the rumor is that the story is based on Rocket's origin, and we're supposed to be getting like the High Evolutionary and all whatever else or other content outside of Adam Warlock, and Thor that's supposed to be in this as well. So it's going to be a lot of content with it. But I know one thing. The Guardians are a revolving team. So, for those that are grabbing and trying to stay hold of the characters, you might as well get used to this, because this is just like the comic book run. The Guardians always evolve.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I want to pose something to you guys to think that now we mentioned this earlier, but we were supposed to already have, y'all forgive my silly dog. Somebody rang the doorbell, so y'all might hear my dog barking in the background going banana. But anyway, we had several movies that were supposed to come out already. Black Widow and forget the other one. Maybe I can't remember which other one. But Doctor Strange 2. Those were supposed, but listen to this, guys. Those were supposed to open up yesterday.
Right.
Do y'all think we're gonna, now just put on your supposition of what might happen. Do you think that we might have any more delays moving forward? Do you think
it could be? It could be. I mean, COVID is a moving target. Yeah. But I do know this. And I'll say this wholeheartedly. There's no doubt that the push to get us back to normal is being fueled by Marvel Comics and the Marvel MCU. That's them including that into like the NFL draft, them pushing it through with the NBA. The NBA they just had on Monday, the whole NBA thing was about creating the Marvel characters and comparing them to NBA basketball players. So I know the push is to get us back, but I do know one thing, that they are going to have for sure an opportunity for us to be able to view Marvel movies on Disney Plus as well as Marvel movies at the theater, because they're not going to disenfranchise people and give people the inability to not enjoy MCU products, man. So, but I just hope moving forward that we're able to get back in the theaters, because God knows, I miss IMAX. Like we go to IMAX and the sound is just like, oh my God. I miss that, man. So
get this. Dame, as Dame just spoke to, you have, and here goes your list. It was supposed to be May the 1st, Black Widow. It was supposed to be November the 6th, Eternals. They're staying around that same date, but we were supposed to already have had ShangChi February the 12th, right? Doctor Strange is supposed to have been out on the 7th.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3, definitely July the 16th. Thor, Love and Thunder, November the 5th. You know, then of course everything follows after that. But I think the fact of the matter is that COVID flipped the schedule around, and I'm gonna actually go the other way, guys. I'm gonna actually go the other way. I expect to see things moved up. I expect to see the movie dates moved up for some of these. You know what I mean? Only because of the simple fact that they are behind in schedule.
True.
And moving some of them up will keep the flow. And just like what Big G said, there's a big push to try to get us back out in the theaters. There's a big push to try to get us back out. I believe that's why they did the commercial the way that they did.
Absolutely. That was exactly what I was going to end with, Ahmad. The very last word that they said at the end of the commercial was "see you at the movies." So they already throwing the carrot out, dangling it, and like G said, Marvel is being used as the key to get people back, because what other movies draw people by the dozens and droves like Marvel properties? So
right.
So that's all I have for this week, fellas.
And man, look, that was a lot of news. That was a lot of good stuff. And listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm excited for the future of the MCU, and I'm ready for them to really continue with the content. I don't see why we have to wait like this for Loki. And I think, you know, moving forward, they're going to get a lot of backlash if they're not already, by the fact that Loki should have started. You know, 2 weeks in between, fine. That was where we were supposed to be. We were supposed to be 2 weeks in between all types of different content. And you already see that they switched it to Wednesday. Although I think that there was some more. We talked about this, you know, about Loki and why he wanted to go Wednesdays. We talked about that. But at the same time, I do believe that they're going to start sliding the schedules on some of these just to try to put people back in places. And I think they know the power of their franchise to be able to do so. Now, we don't have any rabbit hole content this week, but definitely, I bet you Big G's sitting on some barn burners that he's ready to bring to your world here pretty quick. Because definitely G he holds a quiver full of knowledge that he done found down the rabbit hole. Sometimes bringing him out of the rabbit hole takes me to have to call him late at night, you know, and tell him, hey man, you probably should go to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey,
definitely.
y'all that know, spoiler for next week's show. Rabbit hole content. She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters. That's the rabbit hole for next week. And I'm going to show y'all how She-Hulk just might be a Nexus being. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk
Interesting.
about it. Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait
either, man. But you know what? As always, definitely we will be back here next week, same time, same bad channel. And we want y'all to tune in to another edition of Marvelous Talk here with you fellas. If you like this show, make sure you smash that like button. You like and subscribe. Definitely we bringing this content for you and yours. And we love to do what we do. And for the Marvelous team, my man, Mod, I'm out. Big G, Dane, we'll see y'all next week.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.